everyone. Just checking out the StreamYard here. Somebody wants to come say hello? Come say hello. Oh my goodness. Hey, Dana. Yeah, I'm trying out my StreamYard here. This is my first time. Thank you for dropping in. It's a little more complicated than everybody makes it look like. How are you doing today? Yeah, I accidentally kicked myself out of my own studio. So I had to figure out how to get back in. And woohoo, there I am. Anyway. Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Dana. Yeah, I've been visiting a couple lives today, and I was working on the computer for a little bit and trying to get organized and was going to record a video, but I figured I'd play around with StreamYard, and here I am. Yeah, my husband got me some yarn the other day. I got this, it's a Super Saver color block, and the color is Fiesta, but look at that. That's what it looks like knitted. This is my first time using this laptop too. It's got some variegated in there too, and then blocks of color. So that's going to be pretty. I was thinking it would make pretty hats, but I don't know. I might make a bag out of it. And I got 2 of these red Heart Ombres. The color is green apple, but I really thought it was pretty. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I don't always use a lot of red heart, but they do make some pretty colors. Mama Swift did a video the other day of she's been doing like top 10 yarny things, but she did one, what's in your go bag. I really like that one because I always keep a little bag to take with me everywhere. It's got a project in it, and usually there's a dishcloth in it, but now I've got a little baggie with a dishcloth in it, and I've got a bag with my tank, Cinnamon Stitches tank, because it's something that, this is how far I've gotten. I can just work on. Oops. See, there we go. That's what it looks like so far, but I got a lot of acreage here, so this will probably be for next year. But I like that, you know, it's measurements for you. This one's it's a little holy. So I'll have to wear a camisole under it. But I've got white, and then I'm going to switch to some other colors. But I like this. I'm also Seta over at Seta's place also wrote a pattern for a tank, and it's one where you measure it to you. And I have that pattern. Excuse me. I have that pattern because got that couple of years ago. But I'm thinking I want to do a giveaway in a couple weeks I want to give away a pattern. Oh yeah, I love that green apple too. It spoke to me. I like green. It's not my most favorite color, but that color is just, ooh. I think I might have to do the crocheted shawl that's on the, let me find it. This one. Crocheted shawl that's on the band. It looks so pretty. I might do that. Or I might do one of your ponchos that you got, Dana. Yeah, Miss Setta's got some beautiful patterns. I also like that little it's like it's a small cowl she made for the crotchety. Oh, what is her name? I'm bad with names. But the crotchety I'll look it up later. But yeah, I want to give away some patterns that I like, you know, buy them so they can be sent to people. But I got to talk to the people that wrote them first to make sure it's okay for me to. I know I can gift patterns in Ravelry. Yeah, no, not the clogger. The she didn't pronounce crocheter. She called her self a crocheter. I'll look it up on my phone real quick, and her name's Debbie. Debbie, the Canadian crocheter. That's what it is. Seta made like a little cow for her, and it's really pretty. It's just like a small collar. I'm gonna have to get that one too. Yeah, I don't have the greatest connection here, so I hope I don't get kicked out. But yeah, I have so much fun going on everybody else's lives, so I figured I might as well do one of my own. But I bought Dana, I bought your poncho, the one with all the pineapples in it. I know you used a 3-weight for it, I believe, but that's a 4-weight. But I think it would still be pretty. And Dana, do you have a go bag you take with you everywhere? Or anybody out there, do you have a go bag you take with you everywhere? Oh, cool. Yes, I will try that because I bought that pattern a while back and I've just been a little intimidated by it because, my mom used to crochet the doilies and I tried crocheting with the thread and I just can't do it. I can't get the tension right. Yeah, me too. I keep a little bag of, I try to take crocheting everywhere, or crocheting or knitting, because I am a knitter too. Yes, and I like wool. I like the fancy yarn, but I like all kinds of yarn. I think, you know, I live in California. I can't wear wool that much here, except occasionally in the winter. And hi, Code with Samuel. We're talking about yarn today. I'm doing great. But people think it's funny because I'll take my I've taken knitting into concerts. I've taken crocheting in, but usually I have a Susan Bates crochet hook that I always make sure it's plastic when I take it into like concerts because they're peculiar. But this is Susan Bates. They're loose, the lucite hooks. They're white. I started using these because the aluminum makes my hands hurt because it's cold. It's the same way with knitting needles. I have to use wooden knitting needles, or stainless steel usually works pretty well, but same way when I take stuff on a plane, I make sure it's not metal because they can get ornery with you. But I've taken stuff into concerts, and usually I'm working on something easy that I can feel. Oh, hey, Joe. Yeah, this is my first live. I got to playing with StreamYard and I figured, oh, I might as well go live and see what happens. And here I am. But yeah, I take my projects into movie theaters because we usually go early. So, and it's always so bright in there. And I'm disabled. So we're usually sitting in that row of seats in the open space there. So sometimes I get funny looks when people see me knitting or crocheting. Oh, and baseball. I went to the baseball game Friday. We have a minor league team here. They're called the Modesto Nuts. I live in Modesto. And they came up with nuts as the name because they grow lots of almonds, walnuts, and cashews here. And the three mascots are an almond, a walnut, and a cashew. The cashew's cute. It's a girl. But it was funny because the mascots had a mask on. They all had masks on. It was, to encourage people to wear their masks. And when it gets dark and they turn those lights on, they were so bright I could see my stitches really well. It's better than daylight. But they used to be a farm team for the Colorado Rockies, but now they're a team. The people that move up to what I guess they call it the show for the Seattle Mariners, which, it feels like Seattle's closer to us than Colorado, but at least it's on the same side of the country. But, everybody, I know y'all know me. I'm Angela, the Crafty Fairy Godmother. Southern transplant to California. Been here over 20 years now. I got used to the weather. When I go back home, the humidity just knocks me out for a couple days before I can do much anything. But I miss back east. I do. I'm drinking 7-Up today. What's everybody else drinking? What you got in your cup if you have a cup? Oh, Code with Samuel, where are you? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the U.S. We've got mountains. And I still someday would like to go to every state to visit. I've been to a lot of them. I took the Amtrak across the country to visit my parents at Christmas time one year. And I got to see a lot of snow. I got to stop. We stopped in Colorado. But it's funny, we had to go up, over, up, all the way over, and then back down to North Carolina, which is where I'm from. I'm from Jacksonville, North Carolina, is where I was born. And it's funny, we always went to the mountains in North Carolina for vacation growing up. And I lived on the coast. And the East Coast I still have to say, they have the most beautiful beaches. Not to say there aren't beautiful beaches in California. There are. It's just they look different. Because I've seen some of them. The beaches in that I grew up near are like a light, very, very, very light, almost white sand. The ones I've been to in California are beige. I did go to Manchester Beach with some friends. We went camping there, and that's a little farther north from where I'm at. And hi, Spring, how you doing? Yeah, I'm on a live. This is my first live. I just saw you pop up. I'm getting used to the chats here and the screens here. But I was rambling on about beaches. But Manchester Beach has black sand. It's really beautiful. And a word to the wise, if you're disabled and somebody tells you, oh, it's just a little 5-minute walk, they mean 2 or 3 miles. When you're disabled and you're walking with a walker, you cannot walk 2 or 3 miles in 5 minutes, or if at all. Oh, it is so pretty, Dana. I think it's sand that's come from volcanic rock. I'm not sure, but it is really smooth. It's really pretty. Yeah, Spring Dana was the first person in here. Oh, really, Samuel? You were You got admitted to the University of Central Arkansas. I don't know. Have you said where? I didn't see where you were from. Let me see if I can get this to back up. Oh, you live in the UK. Yeah. Where in the UK do you live, Samuel? Because, yeah, we got some Yarny friends that are in the different parts of the UK. Okay, you said it again. Because I'm in California, which is, oh, you're in Scotland. Oh, my goodness. I follow a channel from Scotland. He's called the Hoof GP on YouTube. I know. I follow a lot of unusual channels. And there's another channel I follow that's his older brother. Unless that's you. I see. Yeah, the Hoof GP, he trims cattle hooves. It, you know, it's fascinating with the pandemic what you have found to watch on YouTube. I don't have TV, I just have my Wi-Fi, so I watch a lot of stuff streaming. And I've watched a few things on YouTube, and for some reason he was recommended and I started following him. And we've got Daniel from Paul Plied Yarns, who is in Scotland also. And all of us love him and his yarn. And I see him a lot. But yes, I want to someday go to the UK. And I'm a diehard. I'm a nerd. I love Doctor Who. So I must go to UK. Only because the country looks beautiful and I've always wanted to go. Not because of Doctor Who. That's just a plus. Let's see. How do I do this? Let me see if I can get somebody to come. That's. Yeah, where I grew up back east, it rained a lot. It rained every day. Most of the time, it was raining every day. And when I first moved to California, I was in Southern California, and it's when we had El Nino, and so it was raining a lot. It didn't bother me. And then I got accused of bringing the rain with me by one of, as a joke. Okay, I'm going to put the StreamYard link in case somebody wants to come up and say hi. I get to do a lot of things today. That's like Ireland. Take an umbrella and leave your watch at home. I keep an umbrella in the car, and it does not rain here very much at all. It only rains in the winter. That's the odd thing about California. It only rains in the winter. And in the summer, the mountains are brown. And in the winter, they're green. I was told that by a friend of mine, and I didn't believe them. They laughed at me. Oh, and the other thing about moving to California, I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be warm there all the time. So I didn't bring any winter clothes when I moved. I sent a lot of my stuff. I mailed it because I was moving in with a friend of mine. So I didn't bring any coats. And let me tell you, when you live in Southern California and the Santa Ana winds blow and the air's drier, which is why, because I have really bad asthma and allergies, I did better in California. It feels like that cold wind hits you to your bones. Not like that in North Carolina because the humidity's so high. It always makes it feel a little warmer than it is. Or it makes you feel damp. Dry, cold, different. Spring, do you want to come up and say hi? Help me out here a little bit. You're probably busy because it's middle of the day. Oh, really, Samuel? Then you got to get a raincoat or what do you call it, a slicker? Yeah. Come on up, Spring. I can figure out how to put you in here. Doing okay so far. Do you get any snow or anything like that where you live in the winter, Samuel? Ah. I actually use the umbrella as sometimes as a parasol. If it's really hot, because I'm not supposed to be out in the sun much. I'm photosensitive. Photosensitivity is the side effect of one of my, well, two of my medicines that I take. Okay. Well, there's the link, Spring, if you want to come up and chat with me. Hi, Spring.
Howdy. You figured it out. Woohoo.
Oh, I know. I just, I was supposed to do something on my laptop for my husband, and he's got to come do something first before I can work on this application for him. I type faster than he does. So
my husband types faster than I do. Sorry.
Well, we want typing without errors, so that's why I'm doing it.
That would be why my husband does it. I get to type it too quick and mess up.
Oh, I mean, I've had Dana and Joe in here. They're probably still in here. Got 3 people in here. And I have someone named Code with Samuel.
Uh-huh.
I think he's a he. Well, I just will say Samuel.
Uh-huh.
I've had an interesting conversation.
Yep.
And I showed some yarn earlier. I got, my husband bought it for me. It's the Red Heart Ombre, but it's called Green Apple. Let's see, there you go.
That's a pretty one.
I know. I just had to have it.
That's a pretty one.
And then I got this to make some hats and stuff. It's
awesome.
This might better show it. Let's see if I can get a good picture of because there's some variegated and and then there's blocks of color in it.
That's cool.
But, all the peaches and stuff, I was having fun.
That's cool.
At first, I was just going to play around with it and see if I could do it. And then I said, oh, let me see if I can go live. And I actually got people. So I don't think I'm doing too bad for my first time.
No, you're doing great. That's awesome.
I just been rambling. Yeah, I know. Wonderful. Earlier I asked, do you have a go bag that you take with you when you leave with your crafting in it?
Uh-huh. I do.
Because my husband says that if I take out my crochet or my knitting, we go in faster at the doctor's office. I went with him to his eye appointment. It was for he was getting shots for his diabetic retinopathy in his eyes.
Right.
That didn't work out, but that's neither here nor there. But you're waiting a long time in there. You wait in the first waiting room, and then they call you back and you have to find they have another waiting area that you sit in. And finally I decide, I'm going to take this out and work on this dishcloth. As soon as I take it out, we get called. And he goes, yep, see, I knew it.
I don't get that lucky.
It makes the time go by faster.
Yeah.
If you've got something, I'm crocheting more now than I am knitting. But when I used to knit more, I always used to have a hat or a dishcloth going that I would keep in a little Ziploc bag in my tote bag.
The bags I carry, I make, and this is usually the one I take. It's huge.
Oh, I like that. I like that one.
Thank you. Yeah, I usually take something that carries several different projects just in case.
Is that one of the cinnamon stitches tanks that you're wearing?
Yeah, I altered the yoke on it. But as far as the rest, yeah, it is. I'll move you back. And the yarn is my own hand spun yarn.
Oh. Yeah, my husband, for the most part, he doesn't really say anything about my crafting. But when I was thinking about spinning, he said, no. We have lots of yarn in the house, but I don't want lots of piles of fluff everywhere in the house. I'm like, they wouldn't be piled. But I have a drop spindle.
Yeah, I like mine. I like mine for when I go like on vacation or to a doctor's office. I'll take a drop spindle sometimes. It's gonna
I
pull
know,
you
because
up.
I have some of
There
my
you
knitting friends that spin.
go. Mm-hmm.
Bye, Samuel. Thank you for coming. Oh, thank you, Dana. Dana's so sweet.
She is very positive and very helpful and encouraging.
Yeah, I've been a member of her channel for over a year, way over a year.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
when she first started memberships on her channel,
Mm-hmm.
I've been following her for a long time, but I don't always, because they kind of do theirs late.
Right.
So sometimes I don't always get to get into their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And her morning show is really early. So I'm not always up that early.
Right.
Oh, Dana, I appreciate you. I love your you have beautiful patterns. You're so positive. You and Joe are just wonderful. I get on your channel and it just lifts me up. And you've introduced me to a whole bunch of new channels that I go to. You know, like I love Gigi, God's Girl. I was
yeah.
able to go to hers last week, and the is it Brother Terrence, the music minister? I really like him
Uh-huh.
too.
Yeah.
Brother Terrence, the music minister. But
Yeah. I
and I
like them
found a lot of
too.
great channels.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. I
Spr-
go ahead.
Where do you live, Spring?
Southern West Virginia.
Okay, I think I heard that before.
Mm-hmm. I'm from Florida, but I live in Southern West Virginia.
So you're in the mountains.
Yeah.
Near the mountains.
I'm on top.
Yeah, oh, if I've always told my husband, I said if I move back to North Carolina, it's going to be the mountains.
Yeah.
It's cooler,
Oh yeah. Yep.
because it's
That's why
really
we moved
hot
here.
on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
not like that in California. See, I've always been in the mindset, you go up in the mountains and it's cooler. There are places that are mountains in California that are hotter than where I live.
Right.
Because I live in an area called the Central Valley, a lot of farming.
Uh-huh.
And my husband's from here, so that's how I ended up here.
My husband's
And
originally from there.
from Modesto
Well, from
or from
California.
California?
Mm-hmm. The country.
Well, yeah, so I've been fortunate enough to have lived in Southern California, and now I'm living in, I've always called it Central California, but other people that live here say we're in Northern California, but we're still near the middle. So
He just had a
am
youth
I
program
buffering?
last night. No, I was reading Dana's comment that he had a youth thing last night.
Yes.
It
I
just
didn't get a
came up on
chance.
my side.
Yeah, the chat does lag. I've heard people say that.
Bad on mine. Yeah, he come from there. He moved to Florida when he was 12, so he didn't spend a whole lot of time there.
It's a different world in California.
Yep.
People move really fast. They're in a hurry to get nowhere. I've told you that before.
Yeah.
I think I put it in the chat. People are in a rush to get nowhere.
Yep. Exactly.
It,
Hurry up and wait.
even with their driving, I'll have people swerve around me and they're at the red light when I get there.
Yep. Not my thing. No thanks. So what are you working on?
Right now I'm just chatting. But I've been working on my tank.
Your tank?
Yeah, my cinnamon stitches tank. This is my little go bag. Because I have found with this pattern, I wasn't sure I would be able to carry it with me.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you're going back and forth, so it stays the same. But the thing I did to make it easier for me is, you know, when you do that chain 3 at the beginning to start your row back, I put a marker there, a stitch marker there, because I have such a hard time getting at the top of that stitch to do the 2 stitches.
I don't chain 3 or chain 2. I actually do what's called a chainless start.
But I've been trying really hard. Lately, I've been watching lots of YouTube because, you know, I try to get on when Leanne's got a live because I know she needs her hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been catching up on her videos.
She's on right now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I seen you popped up and I was like, well, that's a new one to me as far as a live. I was like, well, that's a new one. Let me run over there and see what she's up to.
You're like, I know I've seen her.
Yep.
In the chats.
Yep.
You know, I usually record my videos on my phone.
I do too.
And, you know, I get all the stuff for whatever patterns I'm going to talk about. I get all the links together in a file on my phone so I can put it in the description box. And that's a lot of work when you get all this stuff done.
Yep. That's it.
And I try to have all that ready, and then stuff happened and I didn't get the video done.
Right.
So it's been a long time since I've done a video.
Ah.
But I have a lot of new subscribers.
Uh-huh.
Thanks to, you know, Dana and Joe going to their channel and going to the lives and chatting with people.
Uh-huh.
And I love the fact that Froggy makes a point of saying hello to every single person that comes in her live.
Right.
Because sitting here trying to watch this is really hard. I'm fortunate because there's only just a few. But I can't imagine if you got all these names flying up there.
Right. Yeah, it's it gets a little aggravating when there's a lag and you're trying to stay you know, make sure you're involved in the chat and talk to the people in the chat, and then all of a sudden it zips past and you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
But I like StreamYard because I can see the chat right there.
On your
And it's
phone?
just easy. No, I'm on the laptop that my husband brought over because he told me, well,
Okay.
you can use the laptop for YouTube. It's got a good camera on it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I know you can click the chat part on your cell phone. You can click the chat part and it can come up. But I have a fear of my phone listing down and people looking up my nose or something.
Oh, I know. Because when I was at the beginning, I was like looking and
And no, we're not doing that. Dana, are you still in there?
oh, we got a couple still in, or is that us?
I don't
It
know.
says 2 watching. I don't know if that counts us too or.
One is me. I know for a fact. I was going to let her know that. Yeah, it's her. I was going to let Dana know that I chat at night in their lives when you're talking about it earlier. I chat as long as I possibly can in their lives, and then I end up falling asleep with the phone in my hand and then
I've done
playing
that.
still.
I've done that.
I go to sleep to Dana and Joe's show. It's funny. I lost it.
Yeah, I went on YouTube and the first thing that popped up was you and me on a live.
There you go.
Oh, that seems crazy. What are you working on, Spring?
The mystery bag project that won the votes is in my podcasts and episodes, whatever my episode. It's color work knitting, and
Oh, that's pretty.
thank you. It'll be sewn together in a cowl or an infinity scarf when I get done, but I'm hoping to finish it this week. We'll see. Maybe.
Do you have live stitches at the beginning, or is it just a cast on edge?
No, it's just a cast on edge.
I hate doing Kitchener stitch.
Uh-huh.
Me and Kitchener stitch don't get along.
Yes, I agree.
I try to do my sock toes as nicely as I can, and I figure it's going to be in a shoe, so it doesn't matter.
You're right. You're welcome, Dana and Joe. And you're making a blanket. Is it a big one or a small one?
I'm waiting to find out if it's big or small.
You'll probably see it before I do.
I don't know. I got some slow Wi-Fi.
Me too.
AT&T.
Uh-huh.
AT&T.
Uh-huh. That's what my phone is, but
My phone's T-Mobile. But where my apartment is, it's like a dead zone. If I go out in the hallway, I can go on my 5G and use that. And I found that when I record a video on my phone, I can upload it to YouTube quicker on my data than I can on Wi-Fi.
Crazy. She said she's going to make it full size. Nice.
Ooh, full-size blankie.
That'll give you something to do for a little while, huh?
Mm-hmm.
As if she doesn't have enough going on.
Oh, I know. She's got patterns she makes. She makes finished objects for people.
Yeah.
And she makes some of the most beautiful items. Like I said, I've got that poncho pattern that's pineapples.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't done it yet because I feel intimidated.
Oh, don't.
But I,
those pineapples are not hard.
My mom taught me how to crochet when I was about 11 or 12.
Uh-huh.
I'm right-handed. She was left-handed, but I had gotten one of her craft books that had a pair of slippers in it that were granny squares.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to go through and figure out how to do the granny square. I kind of got it, but it didn't look right. And my mom talked me through it because, we crochet in different directions.
Right.
And so all I could do for years were granny squares.
That's okay. I bet
and
you
my
can
mom
do
kept
pineapples.
saying, you can do a granny square. You can do anything.
Yes.
And then I picked up knitting because knitting, I could read the pattern for knitting.
Mm-hmm.
Crocheting was like Greek. I can read a crochet pattern now, but I had to sit down and learn.
Yeah.
Just like with everything else.
If you can chain, which if you can start a project, you can chain. So if you can chain, you can do a pineapple stitch easy, because that's all pineapple really is a bunch of chaining.
I know. And Carrie is making a tablecloth for me.
Uh-huh.
I have an antique table that it has leaves that come out and up.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it looks like a square. It'll be perfect for it.
Cool.
It actually was a table that was in our local yarn store before it closed.
Wow. That's cool.
And one of my very close friends bought the table as a housewarming gift for us.
Aw, that's awesome.
I mean, I have it over there with a whole bunch of stuff on it. It's going to go in my craft room. Well, I live in, it's a senior complex.
Uh-huh.
And I'm in one of the disabled apartments.
Mm-hmm.
We're in, it's teeny tiny. It's 500 and something square feet. It's under 600 square feet. So there's one big room that's like supposed to be the dining room and the living room. There's like a little kitchenette.
Mm-hmm.
But it's big enough for me to go in with a wheelchair if I had a wheelchair. I actually have an office chair in there because I can sit on the chair and roll around in it, roll back and forth and turn around. But what I did is I have a futon now that I sleep on. And the back room, which was the bedroom, I'm turning it into a craft room.
Cool.
So I'm so excited. It's looking so good.
What do you want? What do you want?
Oh my goodness, Sister Jane, hi. Oh my goodness, we got all the family coming in.
That's awesome. Come on, Geisha.
And you know, with Dana and Joe, and you really do feel like family.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, you do. You begin to get like, like Dana and Joe say, we're going to go over to so and so's house. You really start getting in that mood and in that, thought process. I'm going to come visit you later, and it's, it's only by internet, but really that's how you feel, is you're going to visit your friends or your family.
And treat each other with kindness, and it's just, I love that.
Yep.
And we're
She's
happy
so
to see
sweet.
you too. Yeah, she is.
She is so sweet.
She is so sweet.
I don't think she's ever missed saying hello to me.
Oh gosh, no. She's on the ball in there.
She is. She's a rock star. Oh. Come here, brat cat. Get your toenails out of there.
Yeah. And I think another thing about I've been having a hard time doing videos to put up is a lot of the people that I was friends with before the pandemic that had other channels, their channels have just disappeared. Yeah. I hear you, Dana.
She's awesome.
Sister James
got a good one.
Mm-hmm. So,
we do.
Because I was going back looking for some addresses. Because I got some, is it airmail stamps? Oh, hi, kitty. What is your name?
Geisha.
Aren't you adorable? Oh, yeah, my baby, she's... Oh, there she is. You're going to come up here? You going to come up here? Come on. Come on, I'm going to show you off. Come on, baby. Meow. She's just meowing at me.
This one says it's getting close to feeding time, so that's why she's in here pestering me.
Okay. Here, let me give you some treats. That's a good girl. This is my cat's addiction.
Uh-huh.
The temptations. It's cat crack.
She's sitting down at my side, staring at me like, it's almost time to eat. Hello.
She does that to me, or she'll come up and she'll touch me with my paw and just tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And she's part Maine Coon, so she's got the fur that sticks underneath her paw, and it's just, it feels like this.
Patting.
I know, and we tried a different groomer over the pandemic. They charged more, which I didn't care that they charged more. I wanted them to bathe my cat and brush her out.
Uh-huh.
But she was coming back. They hadn't brushed her. And then her little chest got matted.
Yeah.
I know she doesn't like the blow dryer, so that just is that. So I don't care if she comes back a little damp. But when she came back and her chest was matted, I was upset.
Yeah. Hi, God's girl.
Oh my goodness! Hi, God's girl. Oh gosh! Oh wow! I got 5 people.
Uh-huh. Go, Angela.
So,
Go, Angela.
so we tried one more time, and I told my husband was the one taking her. I said,
Uh-huh.
you have to tell them they have to shave her little chest because it's all matted, and that's the only way you're going to get rid of the matting because the matting hurts.
Right.
If it's touched.
Yep.
And they weren't careful, and she came back crying.
Uh-huh.
She would lay down and she would cry. And finally, when I was able to get her to let me touch her, they had nicked one of her widowed nipples when they were trimming her. They weren't careful. And they didn't even trim her good. It was, I know, but it was a really sloppy trim. It wasn't even. Yeah. And I was like, no. You paid like almost. Actually, he paid like $80. And all she was supposed to do. I know.
Whoa. Ouch.
I don't normally pay that much because we were taking her to PetSmart, but PetSmart's not still not taking kitty cats right now. And we want her groomed by the first person who was grooming her when we took her as a kitten.
Uh-huh.
And we've got to go over to another town that's a little ways away, which I don't mind. And she's actually the manager there. And my husband called and we were talking to her and we asked her if she would groom our cat. So she said when she got the okay, she said she had like 2 other people that had asked her the same thing. Because she was good with her. And when I say her name, my cat knows her.
That's great.
But, you know.
That's great.
But, you know, she's my little fur baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm talking about you. She's giving me that look like, you talking about me?
I guess $80 isn't that bad out there.
It's a lot. PetSmart was, it's under 30.
But sounds better.
But this place was like a fancy place. And they groom cats. The first time she went, they gave her like a haircut. I'm like, no, we don't. She just needs the fluff on her back legs. That needs to be trimmed.
A potty path.
Yes.
A potty path.
They didn't know what we were talking about. Because because when we told them that, she came back with, it looked like she had little bikini wax. I kid you not, there's this little trim down there. My poor cat.
Too funny. Good tune.
Yes, that's my ringtone for my husband. Got to text him real quick. And there we go. My kitty she's probably about, I think she's 4. And I couldn't get her to come up. She's being shy today.
Mine's still sitting down here staring at me.
Oh, I'm not worried, Sister Jane. I know I'm on your to-do list. But if you've seen Froggy's Pusheen, my boots could be Pusheen's sister.
Huh.
They look a lot alike. But her mom was a yellow tabby cat, so I know she's only part Maine Coon. And when she was a kitten, she was, the charcoal tabby, the gray and black stripes.
Right.
So we figured, okay, she's going to be short hair. And then all of a sudden, all this undercoat started growing out. And these other colors, she's tortoiseshell, these other colors.
That's what mine is a Duluth calico tortoiseshell. Ugh. Yeah, her mom or dad was Siamese, and the other one was just domestic something or other. She's a brat.
Yes.
Her calico comes out in her daily. Yeah, the calico attitude. Go get your toy. Quit pestering me. Brat cat. Mm.
Yeah, I can't imagine getting to 2,000 people. But then again, my numbers have been sneaking up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, and I get on YouTube because I want to show people what I'm doing. I want to say hello to my friends. And I think it's more like saying hello to my family now.
Right.
I've got Yarny family everywhere.
Uh-huh. I think it's cool to talk to people all over the place. Whenever.
I know for a while I was going on, I can't remember the name of the app, so I have to look at it. Zoom.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why it's one of the medicines that I take for my nerve pain.
Mm.
Affects my memory, short-term memory.
Mm. Not fun.
No, not fun at all.
Mm-mm.
And then I'll stop in the middle of a stitch like I don't know what I'm going to do next. It really drives me a little silly. But I keep on. The crocheting and the knitting help with my stress level. It helps with my pain.
Yeah. Hi, Wolf.
Oh, hi, Wolf.
That's another one that never fails to say hi. Ever.
Yes.
Always makes you feel welcome.
Mm-hmm. And I'm in there chatting and stuff, and next thing I know, they throw my link up there, and I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't even ask.
It's like, thank you.
I'm really, to be honest, humbled by the love and acceptance that we have in our community.
Yes. It is definitely amazing.
I know when on one chat, I forgot whose chat it was. It was, what's your favorite yarn?
Uh-huh.
And my favorite is Malabrigo. I love Malabrigo. I love the colorways. I love it is the nice Malabrigo Rios because it's the superwash one.
Uh-huh.
It's just a nice wool.
Hmm.
And somebody asked Froggy, what was that? What kind of yarn is that? Might have been Leanne.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, it's a bougie yarn. I'm like, you know, it's not much more expensive than some of the cakes and stuff that are coming out.
Right.
It's a more economical kettle dyed wool. I think it's kettle dyed.
Yeah.
And I go to Stitches. I go to Stitches West. We haven't had that in 2 years. I met Zelda ZNRJ3 at Stitches West.
Cool.
Yes.
That's cool.
And I was just hanging out at a booth there because, got my little walker. Most of the time, I use my cane, but for something like that, I need my walker because if I go to any kind of convention, there's no way I can stay on my feet for very long.
Right.
Because you don't know how hot it is and I'm on a budget, so I always spring for a skein of hand-dyed yarn. So I look at all the different booths to find a skein of hand-dyed sock yarn.
Uh-huh.
And that's my treat for myself.
Well, then you deserve it.
But I just love looking at everything. And I was quite surprised. I think it was it 2018 that I went? It was 2018 or 2019. I think it was 2018. They had a lot of crocheting there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of crocheting samples, and they were gorgeous.
Huh.
A lot more people crocheting.
Interesting.
Because, a yarn looks different crocheted than it does knitted.
Yep.
And I've always noticed that a lot of the red heart variegations look better crocheted.
Yeah. There's some yarn that's just meant to be knitted.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all I look at them and I'm like, this is screaming knit me, or this is screaming crochet me, or this is screaming weave. Yeah, something.
Yes.
It just, there's certain ones.
Yeah, I was looking on eBay and because I wanted some Lysel yarn.
Uh-huh.
I know the Nubu is Lysel. Which is, it's made from, is it a beech tree? But it's a type of rayon, but it's a natural fiber.
Yeah. I can't remember off the top of my head.
So I was just looking because you never know.
Yeah.
What you will find on eBay. And I have found some good sock yarn deals. And it was a yarn shop that was just selling random skeins of sock yarn.
Wow. Maybe it was the the last of a special that they ran or something like that, or they weren't going to dye that particular dye lot again, or the dye changed since they did it.
Yeah. I have purchased sock yarn from people on Ravelry.
Mm-hmm.
I've sold yarn to people on Ravelry. But
I've gotten bear roving, wool of the Andes bear roving from somebody on Ravelry that was destashing, so I dyed it and spun it up. Ouch.
Yeah, I bought some. That was my birthday treat to myself because I hadn't bought any. I used to try to every couple years get a sweater quantity for me of some type of wool. And I bought some wool of the Andes in a color called conch. It's kind of a peach.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to make a little cardigan for myself.
Very
nice. If we go to cold places. Because I have some cardigan patterns I would like to make.
Knitted or crocheted or both?
It would be knitted. There's some crocheted patterns I want to do too, but I would like them in a. I know I've seen it. I think Brown Sheep makes one. It's like a 50% cotton, 50% wool.
Mm-hmm.
I would like that fiber. Because it needs something that breathes, and they both breathe.
Mm-hmm. I've been spinning alpaca and my dog hair together, separate singles, and then plying them together for a cardigan, basically.
Alpaca is so nice and warm.
Mm-hmm.
There's an alpaca ranch here. It's not too far. It's small.
Yeah.
And they're so cute.
They are. They're a mess, that's for sure. This is it.
Oh, that is so pretty. Look at that halo.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Glinda, what is her channel name?
Creative Grandma.
Creative Grandma. She's got a giveaway now. It's 2 knit picks, and one of them has alpaca in it. And she was saying she thought she has felt alpaca to be scratchy, and I was like, I've never known alpaca to be scratchy.
It depends on the quality, what fiber they kept to spin.
That's what I decided to say, that it also depends on the breed.
Yeah.
Because,
Thank you, Holly.
And of course, the alpaca that I've felt was alpaca that was in a local yarn store, so it was not cheap.
Yeah. A lady that had horses that I trimmed and shoed her horses. She also had alpacas. So the last time I was down in my old hometown, I asked her if she had any bags of alpaca blanket, and she said, actually, I haven't sent this off yet. I said, will you go to the house and bring me $25 worth? And she come back with 2 trash bags half full. And I'm talking like lawn bags.
Oh, I know.
So I've been working on that for 2 years now, spinning it.
And you'll probably be working on it. How far have you gotten?
You know the kitty litter, like the Tidy Cat square buckets.
Well, stop it.
I'm not gonna stop it.
The Tidy Cat square buckets of litter, the bigger buckets.
Uh-huh.
That's what I have left. It is packed full.
Sorry, my husband just came in. Well, I'm probably going to have to go ahead and end this.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Spring. Thank you, everybody, for coming and visiting me. I'll have to go ahead and do this another time.
Yep. Thank
Y'all
you for
have a
having
good-
me up.
Oh, thank you so much for helping me out, Spring.
No problem.
Have a beautiful day, everybody. Love you.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.